This is the Riot Squadcast, a supporter-driven show dedicated to LA Galaxy news, information, and opinions. Here's your hosts, Ed Rodriguez and Chris Zero Cool Tucker.
Welcome to the Riot Squadcast, where we want to be the very best, like no one ever was. My name is Ed Rodriguez, and joining me always is my best friend, Chris Zero Cool Tucker. How are you doing, buddy?
I am depressed to the brink of suicide, my good friend, but I'm happy to be here with you. I'm happy to be here with
High
Benjamin.
energy, as always. I love you for that.
Suicide is often high energy, but I'm doing well. I'm all things considered, I could be much worse. I'll take it.
And we're also joined by our producer Ben. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great, man. High energy today. High energy.
Yeah, high.
Yeah, high energy.
Oh, we're trying. It's gonna be a doozy today, but we're here. We're alive. We're ready to talk some Galaxy shit, right?
Yeah. I'm already lost in the live chat. Jason says he's listening to this. Our live chat on YouTube, if you want to follow along, run
YouTube.com/Riot Squadcast.
I had to leave it to you. But he says
we
he's
at the same time,
and the link is on our Twitter. The link should be on our Facebook.
On Facebook, yes.
But you're always welcome to join the show. You can also call in 562-641-5277. That gets you on the voicemails when we're not recording, and it gets you on the live show when we are. So,
and then feel free to like the post, share the post,
retweet the post. You might not want to call in and take part, but your friends might.
Yeah, look, man. The best thing you can do for the show: like, share, and then get someone else to listen to our podcast.
Send me whiskey. But Jason says he's writing a paper right now while listening to the live Riot Squadcast show. So, Jason, we are very happy once again to contribute to the greater delinquency of America. That sounds good.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you guys for joining us on this fine Tuesday night. Man, dude, I know spring is here because
spring has sprung.
My allergies, just waking up, just like nose, just stuff to the point where even if I breathe a little bit, it's running.
That I only have that with cats. Like if I'm in a close, enclosed area with cats.
As Ben seems to talking about allergies.
Ben totally cursed me, Ed.
Ben's body's destroying him during the show. But cats fuck me up like that in a bad way.
The dander? Yeah. The cat dander?
I'm just old, man.
My body betrayed me a long time ago, brother.
Yeah. It's, what are you going to do, man? Good live chat. So, I guess we'll talk about it in a little bit, but the live chat is rather active, and we will be discussing how do we word it? This isn't my foray. This is why I just answer questions.
Today in Galaxy Twitter Wars, because next week it might be something else.
The latest Twitter beef.
The week after that, the latest Twitter beef.
We will be discussing the whole situation.
The little Riot Squadcast news. Housekeeping. If you guys go to riotsquadcast.com, we do have the prediction game is up tomorrow. Or it should be up today, actually.
Should be up today.
For the Portland game that's happening this Sunday. I got an email from listener Walter, because I know last week Big Tony said that he didn't get his prediction in, but
right.
to letting you guys know that it's a generated form. So whatever, if you guys put it in, it should be formed, or it should be it's automatically formed in a Google Doc.
Yeah. So
if it didn't go through, I don't know. Maybe you want to send a confirmation. Maybe we can do that for people. And
the prediction game for Portland is on riotsquadcast.com right now. Josh put it up last week.
So to reiterate what we've been doing, the prediction game is you literally go in, you click if the Galaxy's going to win, lose, or draw. You click the score line, and you predict who the goal scorers are going to be. Big Tony has put up a prize, nice fancy booze prize up there.
If you don't know,
Big Tony's a connoisseur.
He drinks the fine of the fine.
The finest whiskey.
Yes. This is the man where if someone says, "Hey, I got you a gift. It's a little bit of booze. It's a little whiskey, a little scotch." Tony shot me a recommendation. That's when you go, "Ooh, shit. Motherfucker taking care of me. My man fancy." That's your Big Tony. So I might actually put some more energy and focus into trying to win this season, because Tony is only going to have whiskey I can't afford.
Oh, it's the finest of whiskeys. Yeah. But I don't think we're eligible for that prize, but I don't know. We'll ask Tony if that's possible. But so that's if you win the prediction game at the end of the year. If you are a Patreon supporter of ours, that's patreon.com/Riot Squadcast. We're doing a monthly giveaway of an away days jersey.
Mhm.
So if the amalgamation of the points that month. What's up? What's going on?
I'm sorry, I'm reading the live chat. They're
They're going crazy. Right now.
relentless is the phrase I would use.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, if you listen to this on the podcast, we definitely appreciate the download. We appreciate the review. Get into the live chat. Like, I understand 9:30 on a Tuesday might be hard. It's the only thing that works for us and our families. But God damn it, if it's not funny, if it's not fun, and it gives you an opportunity to get involved in the show and get involved in the greater Galaxy community. Capo Supremo is in there every week, keeping the conversation going, and they are, oh man, they're having a good old time with our friends over at COG.
Oh yeah. And we're gonna
Josh?
get into the whole Twitter beef that happened.
We'll give that
today.
its time.
Josh?
So
Josh?
keep listening for that. You want a couple more times, man? Do you want to do it?
Josh?
Okay,
You've
there
seen like
you go.
three additional drops to the 4 you use, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. But yes, so if you are a Patreon supporter of ours, you can go to patreon.com/Riot Squadcast. We're doing a monthly winner of an away days jersey if you have the most points for that month specifically. So it's not like, hey, if you don't join in March, then you can't win in April. We're going to do one winner in March, and then in April, and then May, blah, blah, blah. So going forward. So you can join. The lowest level is the $5 level, which if you do sign up for that, you get the promo code for our merch that's on RiotSquadcast.com. You also get the special extra content that we do on that side of the website. And if you are a $10 level subscriber, we do give you a shirt, and then everything else with the promo code. You get the extra content that goes up on the Patreon. So go check it out. There's actually 2 minisodes that we have up there right now. You go check it out. They're going to be more of the band stuff or whatever we feel like talking. Go check them out if you want to.
And the second one is, this isn't hyperbole. This isn't me being picky or biased. The second Patreon episode we did is the funniest thing we've ever recorded, and it's not due to me or you. It's entirely due to Andrew.
But it's we're talking about the tabletop games.
Well, it was
and,
us talking
it's
about
a stroll down memory lane for these guys over here.
So yeah, I've known Andrew and I have known each other 20 years. It's a talk about what it was like for us to grow up together in the Valley and playing tabletop board games. And Andrew and I got nice and stoned, and it was a real. We even plotted some future gamings that are going to happen. We're going to get Ed in on some Warhammer and some Dungeons and Dragons and maybe a little Blood Bowl. But it's legitimately it's the best thing we've done. So highly recommend.
So yeah, go check that out if you want to. We'd appreciate it if you do, because it does help us put out more merch, put out more things, do extra content that we want to continue to do.
Yeah, it helps keep me in college. That's my number one.
There you go. All right, let's move on to some Lars news, Benjamin.
Lars news. This is Lars news. It's not real news. This is just Lars news about stuff and things we want to talk about. Lars news. This is Lars news.
We're just making fun of Ben because we actually had
one-of-a-kind.
time. We actually had time. We got here 45 minutes before the show started.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, let's do
Whoa,
sound
that's
check.
a load of shit. Neither one of you.
I got here at
fucking-
8:45.
You.
I got it. I strolled through the door 35 minutes before.
Okay, there you go.
And so we're like, let's test the
I agree
drop
though,
board.
Ben. It doesn't. None of this starts until I walk through the door. So
Exactly.
I'm with you.
Exactly. All right. So if you haven't seen, or if you haven't signed up for the newsletter for LA Riot Squad, you can go to LARiotSquad.org, sign up for the newsletter because they did send one out today, and it has your weekly Lars newsletter and events that are happening. So this Sunday, all the supporters groups are teaming together, joining
We're
together,
getting unified.
Unified.
Yes, we're all on the same page.
All in one place?
All one giant gathering.
LA Riot Squad has teamed up with ACB Galaxians and the Academia de Fútbol Juvenil Amentense.
Whoa.
Yeah, busted that out, right? To collect new and gently used soccer gear for the youth of El Salvador at our tailgates on this Sunday against Portland. AFJA is a Los Angeles-based nonprofit youth soccer organization that benefits boys and girls ages 5 through 19 in low-income communities. Their focus is providing access to organized soccer to the children of underserved communities in Central America. So you can learn more about the AFJA if you go to la2la.org, and you can see all their, they have a bunch of information on their website and everything where you can actually go and donate as well. So go check them out. It's a good organization. They're pretty active on the socials, like on Twitter. I know they started following me. I think they might start following the Squadcast page as well. So go give them a like and you go help them out. It's a good organization. The tailgate starts at 2:30 this Sunday, so you can bring your donations and join us for pizza and beer. So come out, bring your gently used gear or your new gear, and help out a good cause, man. Serving these underserved kids. That's just helping them out.
It's all about
the children.
It's all about the babies.
It's all about the babies.
100%.
Also happening this weekend, the G2 are playing on Saturday at the Track and Field Stadium. There is a supporters pickup game that's happening from 2:30 to 5, and then a post pickup game tailgate from 5 to 7, and then the 7 o'clock kickoff for G2. Come, hang out with the supporters group. Come play some soccer. There's going to be plenty of beer and everything else. Come be unified with each other.
And we're playing Timbers too this weekend, right?
Yes.
Yeah, nice little double.
Double header kind of.
Yeah, get you ready.
That's too much. That's too much for if you're like a married person or like have shit to do.
Yeah, there's no way in hell I get to go to both of those.
Yeah, no.
It's not gonna happen. But if you're one of those Portland people that said, it's too fucking cold up here, it's a nice little weekend for you.
Oh, that definitely would be right.
Yeah. Or if you Timbers always go away. If you're traveling away, you get to hit the G2 Timbers 2 game on Saturday and then big game on Sunday.
Oh, that'd be crazy if they do go to that G2 game.
Yeah. Well, presumably. Why? I mean, why wouldn't you?
I'm just thinking because they always travel they come in big numbers. Yeah. So that'd be pretty exciting to see that G2 game. Talking again about the supporters pickup, you can join all the LA Galaxy supporter groups as a co-host of a pickup soccer event at the Dignity Health Sports Park Saturday, March 3rd from 2:30 to 5. They're going to be 8v8 games. They'll be played on field number 5, starting at 2:30, and then the tailgate happens directly afterwards. And then also, we want you guys to join the 138SC membership. Haven't got a number update on that yet, but you can become an official Lars member and sign up for Lars 138SC to get exclusive access to the Chivas Away match ticket lottery, which is exclusively for 138SC members. So whatever the Lars allotment for those tickets, only 138SC get them. So make sure you signed up for that.
Yeah. Help Ed get punched in the dick.
That's probably not gonna happen. But
give yourself a shot.
Have to do it. I seriously think we're gonna have to do it.
We'll figure something out.
We're gonna figure something out. Yeah. But you get exclusive 138SC swag and opportunities to purchase merch only available to 138SC members. So go to LARiotSquad.org, sign up for that there. You'll see the icon. It's the Uncle Sam join LA Riot Squad 138SC logo.
Right on. I'm actually just while going through my whole nerdy G2 and first team playing each other at the same on the same day. We have I just looked when we play Portland away at the end of July. Galaxy 2 is right after our main game. So we'll play the MLS game. It's kicking off at 6 o'clock, and G2 versus Portland Timbers 2 kicks off at 7:30. So if you get a decent buzz on enough going into Timbers away, you just fucking roll that bitch right into a USL game.
You just roll right into
That's 4 fucking hours of Galaxy. That's all.
I can see
all I'm looking for.
I can do it same day.
It's same day.
Same day I can do. Because I used to do those all the times, like the doubleheader games.
Yeah.
Like you really
for
don't
the
see
reserves.
Yeah. Like you go to the reserves at noon, and then the first team plays 7 hours later.
Yeah. Which is we had nothing to do. We were just hanging out at the stadium anyway.
Yeah, right. You're just hanging out, so who cares? So that's the Lars news for today. If you guys do go to LARiotSquad.org, that's where you'll see all your information on pickup games, the 130SC, and then you can also.
Hey, if you are whoever just called, call back.
Yeah, Ben missed it. He was looking deeply into my eyes, so he couldn't get your call. But yes, LARiotSquad.org, you can get all the information there. So we appreciate that. All right, man, let's get into it. We do have an email. I want to get to the email. Oh no, sorry, the listener email that we did get. Do you want to wait for that for lightning round? All right. So we did get an email from Thomas Phelps, who last week was in the ER. If you listen to the episode.
Who's a teacher? And it's really offensive that we didn't know he was.
I'm sorry. I didn't recognize his name at first. But I mean, Thomas follows us on Twitter, and
he's a good
dude.
See him at the stadium all the time.
He made the Galaxy vest, like the sweater vest, which it's nice.
Solid, good guy. I think he made the blue "Make the Galaxy Great Again" hats.
Was that him? Oh, okay.
So we have a phone call that we're gonna patch in. I think right now.
Hello, caller. Who is this?
This may sound kind of funny, but
We're about to be taken.
I now drink tea at 2 p.m.
You drink tea
I
at 2
also
p.m.?
drink tea and coffee sometimes in the morning,
Uh-huh.
We're about to be taken.
but now at 2 p.m., I'm starting to drink tea. I must be living in England or getting really old, which is probably the latter. Top of the morning to ya. Keep drinking tea.
Top of the morning to you, sir.
Did he just hang up? What's happening? What's happening?
Can't
right
really see it, but hey, got some tea going on.
now? We're gonna need some more information, my friend.
What kind of tea do you drink?
I am an old man. I used to watch my parents
Sweet tea.
get up, eat coffee, drink tea during the day, and now I'm doing it.
What kind of tea do you drink?
I don't know. I just thought it was funny how we're all turning into our parents little by little.
I smoke as
But
much
I'm
weed as
proud
my
to, 'cause
father.
I love you, Dad, and I miss you every day.
Well,
Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
you too, sir. Bye.
What
happened?
the shit just happened?
And people wonder why I screen things.
What just happened? Whoa.
Yo, for real, like, I was trying to give him more information on my dude. Like,
I know, you were legit interested in this guy. Hey, sir.
I
What
wanna-
kind of tea is it, sir?
I want to know what kind of tea he was drinking.
Is it drugs or what was going on there?
It was definitely spiked, right?
I mean,
I think he kind of insinuated he's in England.
hang on. I'm gonna lock this door really quick. I just want to be safe, just in case.
Chris is locking the door so that no one can bust in here, and I'm using Ben as a human shield
There
for
we
sure.
go. Oh my god.
Ben's a human shield, right?
Erica, I love you. Just in
Just
case.
in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
I have no savings. I have no life insurance. But you have my heart.
We're for sure using Ben as a human shield, though, right? He's lived long enough.
I never say he's the biggest.
I will take care of you two, okay?
I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, though.
Oh, that was creepy. We just move forward, sir. I'm sorry you missed your father. We're not cracking joke. We're not cracking wise about that. We're cracking wise about everything else. But sorry you lost your father. And
I'm just trying to see,
thank you
like,
for calling.
the coffee he was drinking, was it Ethiopian, Colombian, Costa Rican?
I'm wondering if you like.
It was tea. He said he was in England or something like that.
No, but he said he drinks coffee in the morning and then tea at 2 o'clock.
So somebody do the math on the time change. Find out exactly where it's 2 o'clock.
Was that Kevin Baxter?
What was the
Was that Kevin Baxter?
what was the area code that called?
Wouldn't that be amazing?
It was an unknown caller, which leads me to believe I think it was something from the internet.
We're fucking definitely getting ready to get kidnapped. Well, it was like spiking, like it was Skype. So who knows?
I wonder if it was like Ben's information is going to just get stolen off the internet now.
Yeah, it's gonna do him a lot of good.
We're gonna have fake producer Ben
Yes.
accounts on Twitter coming up.
I mean, what could they say that's worse?
I say, yeah, they're gonna start
Than
making
anything that
sense
Ben
or
says.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If it's me and it's making sense, you know that I was hacked.
Like there'd be nothing anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's just when the microphones are off.
There's no offensive
mistake.
jokes about children and, you know, Burmese or Burdaka or whatever the hell he was talking about last week. What was the country you were talking about last week? Burkadai or something like that. What is it?
Oh,
Some weird ass.
something. Oh man, now you're gonna piss me off.
See,
Shithole.
Ben's
It's a
getting
shithole
old.
country. Don't worry about
Ben's
it.
getting old, man, so that's why he can't even remember what happened last week anymore. Anyways,
Oh, Elegy.
we thought this was going to be a weird show today, and it definitely is. It's
going in that
rolling
direction.
way. All right, let's talk Portland preview. All right,
Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso.
Burkina
That's what we're
Faso.
talking about. Portland is terrible,
Woeful.
very, very bad. They just came off a 3-0 loss to Cincinnati, who, to be fair, looks a lot better than I thought they were after that first game, especially. But man, they're very, very bad.
You know the FC in the F in Cincinnati doesn't
Fußball.
stand. Yeah, it's Fußball.
Fußball.
It's like the German. I didn't know that.
He said no, and I said Fußball, but okay.
I wasn't listening to you.
There's actually a part of Cincinnati called Germantown. It's like a
They're
big,
very German.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we
Very
got,
German.
we got fucking Koreatown. We don't,
No, Germantown there's like bigger than our Koreatown. It's like a huge part of town.
Oh, really? Huh.
Over by the river. Yeah.
It's fine. I'm absolutely never going to Cincinnati, so it's not much of an issue for me.
What do you mean? You don't want to go visit their what do they got?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is that them?
No, that's in Columbus, right?
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah. So they have nothing.
There's the one thing they have. Oh wait, no, they have nothing.
Andrew is correct. We've tracked down the identity of that caller. It was that dude's wife.
Oh, that dude.
You got to credit that dude's wife, and that's where. Well, remind me to tell that story before we get out of here. I want to do some sort of segment where hopefully people like Andrew or Jamesy or, some of these older Larsers can help us out, where we tell a story. Because we have all these stories from, we've been MLS 1.0 guys. And so we have all these stories that we've just forgotten about entirely. So trying to figure something out where we can do maybe a weekly segment or a monthly segment or whatever, where we get into it, we tell one of these stories of shit that bygone that we've forgotten about. We did Ellie O'Connor the other day, or a couple weeks ago, and people were like, holy shit, there's a name I haven't heard in a dog's age. Because she's a hound. But maybe this week we're going to do the Credit That Dude's Wife story. If you're a Larser from 2008?
No, it was like 13, 14.
We won some cups by then. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say I feel like Bex was still definitely on the team. I haven't been on my Facebook in years, but I'll try to figure it out. We'll try to do the Credit That Dude's Wife story today, and we'll toss that in at the end of the show. And hopefully Andrew can help me remember some other parts of it. But please.
All right, let's get back to the Portland preview. Portland has given up 10 goals in 3 games. They've only scored 4 goals. 3 of those came in the first game.
-6 goal differential. 4 weeks in.
Yeah, giving up 10 goals.
3 to Colorado, 4 to LAFC, 3 to that is.
And if it's to be fair, that first game it was the Snowmageddon where why do they let them play in that kind of condition anyways?
Bro, tickets are sold. What do you want?
Like it's
hashtags.
You can't play in those conditions. Like it's just.
Apparently you can, and there's a fuck ton of goals. It's fun.
And then what was that? USA versus was it Costa Rica?
Costa Rica, yeah. And in the case of USA Costa Rica, they asked both captains like, "Do you want to proceed?" And when the U.S. captain was like, "Yeah," the Costa Rican captain was, I think it was Brian Ruiz at the time, was like, "Well, what am I fucking bitch? Of course we're gonna play. If they're gonna play, we're gonna fucking play." And then they lose, and they start, that's when you start bitching and moaning. Other than that.
All right. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. That's the story of this, Snowball or whatever they called it.
No, Snowmageddon. They call it Snowmageddon. And there's like was it Snowball?
I think it's a Snowball.
Oh yeah, Snowball.
I think it was Snowball. Yeah.
So dumb.
Challenging my random U.S. soccer knowledge.
I know. I'm sorry. You know what? I apologize.
I got random stories.
I apologize. I shouldn't ever, doubt the weirdness that is your brain.
If it's the obscure knowledge, that's the shit I got down. If it's like facts, you can steer clear of those.
So Portland currently sitting 10th in the West on 1 point. Galaxy are sitting 6th in the West. Excuse me, on 6 points. What do you think? We have Zlatan probably back for this weekend. Maybe Roman on the bench for this weekend. They both were back in training today.
Maybe Zlatan off the bench.
Zlatan off the bench?
Yeah, preferably. I mean, I'm sure it's hard to bench that guy.
Well, so now because we got the one update that was last week from GBS was like, we wanted to give him another week.
Can we talk about that?
Let's talk about that.
I mean, I'm not full bore Galaxy North Korea on these things, but
come on.
Don't treat us like we're fucking jerk offs. Like, don't treat us like they got hurt or they went down hurt and it took 3 days for you guys to give us an update. It took weeks. It took weeks to get an update. And then when the update comes out, the message seems to be, well, of course. I mean, look, this is how we operate. We do this. It's standard every time. This is when we release updates. This is when you're going to hear something. You knew you were going to hear something. You knew it was going to be this. As expected, Zlatan and Alessandrini are back. What the fuck are you talking? You told us 2 days ago, hey, man, they're close to training. After not saying a word since they went down hurt. I guess the argument is the competitive advantage. That's what it seems to be. That's what the Twitter arguments appear to be. There's a competitive advantage if they let out, hey, Alessandrini's out. He's going to be out for 2 days, whatever. MLS doesn't have a rule that mandates that teams have to announce injury reports. So we don't announce injury reports. I don't understand acting like we do. Like, I don't understand that part where they're like, well, why are you guys upset or shocked? Or what are you hounding us for information? Every week, this is when we do. No, you don't. And if there's a reason why you don't, that's fine. Maybe that's something you educate your fan base on as to why you don't do that. Maybe you take these moments to educate your fan base and say, well, the reason we don't do this is it is a competitive disadvantage for us to announce our injuries when the league doesn't mandate that everyone else announces theirs. There you go.
And then I think we talked about it a little bit last week because when they said they signed that agreement with MGM Grand, or MLS signed an agreement with MGM Grand about sports betting.
Sports betting, yeah.
And president of Lars, Carlos Oso, DJ Oso Fresh, came out and was like, well, you can't even get injury updates. How are they going to...
How are you ever going to do sports betting?
Yeah.
If we're allowed to...
Go, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Without giving any information on what's going on with Zlatan?
Yeah. Or Alessandrini, like two of our major guys. It's fine. It's putting that to the side. It's great to see them back in training. It's great to see, and it looks like they're in full contact training. It seems like they're back to normal. I don't go to training, so I don't know. But it's great to see them both back. We're only going to get better with talents like that coming back into the team. And I did a mock lineup this week about how the 4-3-3 works. Like, once we acquire Joe Corona, the 4-3-3 makes sense now. You don't have to play Alessandrini in that reserve spot. You can play him up top with Antuna and Zlatan. At a point, we know Antuna can play as your forward who's not necessarily shooting and just creating a lot and passing a lot. And you already know you get that out of Alessandrini, who played as the point, let's say last year, maybe the year before. These guys can do that playing as this, almost false 9 forward or deep line forward. And then Zlatan as a spear. The 4-3-3 makes sense. So when they are healthy, like, this team gets dramatically better. And starting to feel a little good.
A little hopeful again?
Starting to feel a little hopeful.
It's just because the beginning of this year has been like up and down.
Which is, it's
feeling, the team's filling each other out a little bit. You're going to get some ups and downs in the beginning. But yeah, and then Jonathan, who scored for Mexico tonight, he'll be back. Leggett, who's looked very, very good for the U.S., he'll be back. So maybe we'll get to close to a starting 11. Personally, I think Zlatan starts.
Given how bad Portland's been, I would hope you don't start either one of them. Keep them in the reserve. No, if you can beat them without pushing these two guys coming off decent injuries. 3-week-long injuries. If you can beat them while pushing these guys, 30 minutes instead of starting them. Maybe they only needed that. They needed that extra week, and giving them that extra week off, and us having a bye, and maybe that gets them ready.
Well, that's what GBS was like. Well, no, he's fine. We just want to give him the extra week.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I'm thinking.
But he was just training. He was training indoors, and he was fine. And Alessandrini was running by himself, but he was fine. Like, if they're fine,
if you're giving him a week to train, I think you.
But if they're fine, why aren't they training with everyone? If they're fine.
Well, now you're going to have Zlatan with the whole week of training. I think you see him start. Babe.
I don't disagree. I could, especially the personality alone, you can always see that guy starting. I'm just curious if when we're getting the update that he's fine, we're not seeing him with everyone else. Leads me to believe he at that point was not fine.
Well, to be fair, it's not really an update per se. It's like more like, yeah, he's cool. Like,
well, it's please stop asking us.
Yeah.
Please stop it. We get it. You would like to know if the person whose basket we've put all of our eggs in, is he okay? I understand you'd like to know that, but please stop fucking asking me. Like, that was the level of update that we got. I'm just curious why someone who's fine isn't training with everyone.
Yeah, I think they're going to be on the bench like 100% for sure. You're going to see
they're in the lineup.
Yes,
okay.
They're in the 18, like for sure.
I agree. I 100%. Agree with that. I think both are going to be in the 18. I'm not sure both start. God, I don't know. I probably hope Zlatan starts more, and I hope Alessandrini starts. But positionally, I'd rather Alessandrini start.
Yeah, I have more faith that Zlatan comes back healthy than Alessandrini comes back healthy,
but in
that short amount of time.
In all honesty, and I you want to win every game, and they're all important, and you can't win the Supporter Shield in the first 6 or 7 weeks, but you can certainly lose in the first 6 or 7 weeks. I burn this game if it means rushing those guys back before they're entirely 100%. Like, I gladly go. Emma Boateng starts, Pontius starts up top, Antuna starts on the left, or Antuna starts as a false 9 again. It worked. I gladly burn this game if it means keeping those two healthy for another week. If they're not 100%. If they're 100%, play them. But if they're not, I'm good. I'm not in a position to rush yet.
Yeah, I mean it's still March.
And not against Portland.
This is game number 4. There's no reason to rush these dudes back.
If it's LAFC, you push yourself. If it's an NYCFC, if it's some of these teams that have these bigger aspirations for MLS, and you're trying to make a mark. San Jose, they're shitty, but you like beating San Jose. San Jose might be dangerous, but DC United, Seattle, like these teams that come to play. You know what I mean? Portland down in the dumps. Zubak. Start Zubak.
Even those teams you mentioned, I'd be like, you know what? It's March.
Maybe not. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, maybe not.
Don't worry about it.
But I'll say this.
Because we need these guys not only to come back in March, we need to come back in April, May, June, July.
Yes.
We need them to play. We can't have Alessandrini out for 14 games again.
That's my thing with Zlatan. If you can bench him for another week and make sure he is 100% ready, it's still him and then Pontius and Zubak. And I love me some Ethan Zubak. Zubak might be top 6, 7 strikers in the world at any game. Oh, I never got into this. All of my commentary on Ethan Zubak is going to be biased. 100%.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's my boy. Don't give a shit. Slightly better than Robert Lewandowski. Just edges him by a heartbeat. It's mostly Jesus. It pushes him over the line.
Yeah.
But it's all my commentary on Zubak's going to be bullshit. Zubak hat trick. Why not? That's my prediction right now. Zubak hat trick against Portland. Yeah, he's good. Well, no, that's not.
I was like, I don't think we're doing predictions already, but all right, that's
we can
fine.
skip if you want a dumbass one. We can skip there right now.
We can go right to it. All right, so let's hear for lineups then. What do you think has happened? We're sticking with what worked against.
I think you do. Yeah, I think you do.
Minnesota.
You do Antuna as a false 9. But we're stretched for who we play on the outside. So
why?
Well, who are you playing to his left?
I mean, we playing the same lineup, right? Or no?
We could play the same lineup. Yeah. Well, no, because I thought we had Leggett in that game, and Leggett's gone.
He'll be back.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not sure I'd be willing to risk someone who recently came back from injury, who just played 2 games in short time, and then starting a game.
So then, who are you starting then? Let's hear your lineup, dude.
I don't know. I'll be honest.
Start with the back line.
I haven't really gone through one, but going through the back line, Felcher, Bingham, still out of lack of choice. Felcher, Polenta, it's going to be Steris still, Skjelvik, Joe Corona.
So you're not starting Jonathan either?
I don't know. I mean, he's coming off an amazing game, but here's
the thing: is
how many minutes did you just play for Mexico?
Both of them didn't play 190 minutes. Yeah, Leggett came on in
he came on as a sub for Pulisic. No, he came in a sub for Pulisic relatively early because Pulisic got hurt.
But again, that's 60 minutes he played.
Yeah, I mean,
and then in the first game he played.
That's the thing. It's we're at a point where we're at week 4 for us. A couple other teams in the league week ahead. We're at week 4 for us, and you want to play Leggett after 2 games with short rest. You want to play Jonathan after 2 games with short rest, whether they played the full game or not. 2 games with short rest. Leggett coming back from an injury relatively recently. You were pro starting Zlatan and Alessandrini, who were both coming back from half your team.
Well, I didn't say I'm pro Alessandrini starting that game.
You're pro Zlatan starting.
Yes.
Okay.
If what we're told is he's fine, then why wouldn't, after a week of training, why wouldn't he be fine to start? That's my from my limited
you're going
information.
With trust. Yeah, you're going with trust.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking everyone at their word. Why wouldn't you start him if they've been fine for a while?
And I'd be very doubtful that Jonathan and Leggett don't start on Sunday.
It's one of those rare occasions. Doesn't happen very often. Certainly not with the Galaxy. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no point of reference. I don't know. Hopefully Zlatan and Alessandrini can go. Hopefully, we're clearly a better team with some of these guys back in. Juninho's supposed to be getting closer to getting healthy. Kitchen's supposed to be getting closer to getting healthy. Portland just doesn't seem like a team, and no disrespect to them, but Portland don't seem like a team worth risking bodies for. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose Leggett or Alessandrini or Zlatan or whomever else. I don't want to lose them for another 3 weeks over Portland. Over third bottom from the league, Portland. You know what I mean?
But you got to pick those points off, man.
Yeah. You don't want to lose at home. You definitely don't want to drop points to third off the bottom of the table, Portland. But we should have enough. I think it's gonna require a formation change. I think what's wrong is I'm still looking at it a 4-3-3, but our two best games this year, Chicago and Minnesota, were played with variations of the 4-3-3. So you want to see something you want to see them getting used to that, but we don't have the personnel for it.
So would you trust then? Say no, you keep Jonah and Lletget on the bench.
That's hard.
Apparently, Juninho's back, ready to go.
Okay.
Do you start him in the Jonah position?
Start? No. He hasn't played soccer in so long. Regular competitive minutes.
So you're putting Carrasco in his starting position?
I think Carrasco's above Juninho in the pecking order right now anyway.
That's so sad.
Yeah, but it's short-lived.
So sad.
It's short-lived. Juninho's going to take time, just like Polenta. Polenta is Juninho's case, but you're watching it happen in real time. You're watching what happens when you have no option but to play the guy who hasn't played competitive soccer in a year. Is he sharp? No. Does he make horrific mistakes? Yes. Do you still see the quality in those moments where he's calming on the ball? Yeah. But how often can you risk these things? And then can you play two of those guys in line together to where Juninho is the one who's covering for Polenta, and you have two guys who haven't played soccer in a year regularly. Polenta's getting there, but you have two guys who haven't played soccer in a year covering each other's backs. But your other option is Perry Kitchen, which
no, he's still out injured.
Thank Christ. But your other option would be a Perry Kitchen, who
I think your
on his best day.
Your options. So in that middle, your options are going to be if you're not playing Lletget, and you're not playing Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
Your only options are going to be
Carrasco,
Juninho, Cuello.
I think he played more of a midfield in the last preseason game, but if he played, I might be wrong.
Well, from everything from the college
midfielder.
videos, attacking midfielder. So are you putting those are your three options if you're not going to start Jonathan and Lletget?
One of the two has to play.
One of them. Yeah.
One of the two has to play.
And then it got pointed out in the chat that Jonathan played the full 90 today, didn't have any minutes in the first game.
Okay. Yeah, he need a rest soon, but that's the shame. Like everyone else is coming off the
What do
rest
you
break.
know? I mean, he played one game in 2 weeks.
You know where you don't need to rest him, and I don't know why I'm just putting this calendar together. You know where you don't need to rest him? For both of them. They played on Tuesday. Lletget didn't play a full 90, although he was in an extremely physical game. They both played on a Tuesday, and we don't play till Sunday. It's a decent amount of time. It's not perfect. It's not a full 7-day window, but it's 5 days? 5 days for professional athletes who should still be relatively fresh in the season. 5 days not that bad. I would still not start Lletget. Maybe you do a 4-4-2 and you play Jonathan and Carrasco. Play Jonathan, Carrasco. God, those wide positions hurt every single time. Boateng on the left.
And then you have Pontius, who you're probably playing on the wing.
Yeah, I mean that's putting. No, you'd play Antuna on the left or Antuna on the right. So your wingers would be Boateng and Antuna, and where you put them is wherever the boss seems to think they play best, and Pontius up top. That might be your best option. What do you think, Edward?
I'm thinking you're probably going to see a pretty familiar lineup from what we're going to be, quote unquote, starting 11. I think you see Jonathan play. I think you see Lletget play. I think Zlatan starts. Roman probably starts on the bench. You probably get Antuna back out on the left side. Boateng goes back to the bench. So if we're doing 4-3-3, your typical 5 in the back, right? Goalkeeper, same defensive lineup. You have Corona. You have Jonathan, and then you probably have Lletget. And then you have Antuna. You have Zlatan and Pontius as your top 3.
Madam Serrano brings up a great point. You just play Corona. I entirely forgot about him. You play Corona and Carrasco in the middle.
As a 4-4-2?
Yeah. If you're doing a 4-4-2, you play Corona and Carrasco in the middle, Boateng on one wing, Antuna on the other. You could play. I wouldn't play Zubac. It's just too much ability in his foot. You don't want to break the world. But you play Pontius and you play Efrain in the hole. If you're playing against a terrible team like Portland, maybe this is the game you give Efrain a start. And you say, hey, kid, go out, see what you can do. Give him 70 minutes. If he's great, give him 80. You know what I mean? Maybe this is the game that you give someone like Efrain a start. It's against a bad, pretty low quality team overall.
So if you're doing the 4-4-2, who's your 2 up top then?
Efrain and Pontius.
Okay.
Yeah, Efren and Pontius. And then, if we're doing well or we need another striker, Zubac can come off the bench. He's probably going to be your best attacking option. Push Boateng a little further forward.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to our boy Brownie.
My first love, Brownie.
Angel City Printing. Those guys are back to doing their own thing. Check them out if
Doing
you guys
big
need.
things.
If you guys need, any shirts, any merch done, check them out. Angel City Printing.
Yeah, Portland's only they have 4 yellow cards this season, 2 red cards. So at least as far as the more, a couple serious tackles, but as far as consistency is concerned, maybe a lighter game for someone like Efren, so he's not getting beat up too bad.
It's MLS, though.
Any given moment.
There's never going to be a light game. It's MLS, dude.
Any given moment, someone can have a bad tackle. But it seems like against a weaker opponent, it might be a great game for that kid to kind of show.
Because here's the thing: even if you're, your worst team in MLS, it's typically when you're the better team, the team who are the weaker team are going to be the tougher tackling team. They're going to come at you. They're going to, try to take you out of the game by, doing a tough tackle on you. I mean, and MLS that's what it is. It's a big, strong, fast, tough league.
Mm-hmm. Very physical.
You're going to get hurt. I mean, you're going to get hit. You're probably going to get hit by some dude who's like getting paid like $50,000 a year as a quote unquote, and he's a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Where he has to take like a second job as like a librarian somewhere or something.
Oh, those are the days. Portland has, they're averaging 13 fouls per game, right smack in the middle, at 12 of 24. So I don't know. It's rare, but I don't know.
And it's still early in the MLS season, so I think the Galaxy are still trying to feel each other out, and having so many injuries early on in the season, you still haven't seen that consistency of a lineup.
Mm-hmm.
So
and when you're missing, you have players through international. When you have players out injured, it's still tough. We haven't seen the finished product yet. We're still getting to the finished product. So that's why, again, losing this wouldn't be, or losing would be bad. A draw wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And
if you guys have any, input on this game, what do you guys think is going to happen in the game? Give us a call, 562-641-5277. That's 562-641-5277. Let's hear your lineups. What do you think is going to, do you think Zlatan's going to go out there and play, start, maybe on the bench? What do you think your lineup is going to be? If you want to give us a call anytime, we are here live on youtube.com/Riot Squadcast.
Please don't talk about tea. Well, if you want to talk about tea,
Earl Grey.
Can you name one more?
Jasmine.
Oh, green tea. That's the thing.
Isn't chamomile?
Chamomile.
Yeah. I'm down. I fucks with chamomile in a big bad way.
What's the one that makes you sleepy? Sleepy Time.
That's chamomile.
Yeah, it's chamomile, baby.
I know there's one I used to buy called Sleepy Time. It was like had a bear on it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably chamomile tea if it's called Sleepy Time.
It's called Sleepy Time.
I was going to ask you your opinion on this game, Ben, but I don't care.
Celestial Tea's got
Ben, what do you think?
Chamomile herbal tea.
What do you think, man? Do you think you see Zlatan? Do you think we see Roman on the bench?
I think if Zlatan's healthy, you start him. I don't think Zlatan will let you sit him on the bench. I just don't. I think that
doesn't that become a concern? Because Beckham wouldn't let us bench him.
I don't think GBS is the guy who's like, I don't care, dude. I think
Zlatan,
GBS.
You're not going to bench me.
I think GBS is the guy who's like,
but GBS is kind of he's like Zlatan. He knows he was the same way when he played. You weren't going to bench GBS. So GBS probably understands the Zlatan mentality of, hey, I'm not going to sit on the bench.
But wouldn't you then think, at some point in GBS's career, there had to have been I probably needed to get benched. I probably should have been benched. It sucks that my coach wasn't strong enough to tell me, yo, you're going to fucking sit down. You're going to sit down. This isn't you getting hurt. And it's the same thing we talked about earlier. You getting hurt does more damage to us than if then the benefit we're going to get if you're healthy through this whole game. Like, yeah, it is 3 points. It is important. We need to keep pace with conference leaders and league leaders and keep this kind of good feel going. But if Zlatan goes down in this game, and as you say, no different than with Efrain or with Alessandrini, it's MLS. Like, you are always 5 seconds from a bad tackle. If Zlatan goes down again and he's actually 70%, or he's actually 60%, 75%, whatever, and that bad tackle hits him just wrong and he's down 3, 4, 5 months because we rushed him back when we didn't need to. And again, it's speculation because we don't get injury reports, so we're going to speculate. We're not saying that he's hurt for 5 months or whatever, but this is what we're left to do. if he
I mean,
has a
you're
bad tackle,
always at one point where you can always be one tackle away from like that's it.
but as you saw with Alessandrini, like in the way they had been worked in the preseason, he was a diving header away from getting hurt. You know what I mean? And if Zlatan is re-aggravating an Achilles injury, trying to like take a burst of speed to get on the end of a long pass or anything, that's at his age. Realistically, that's the end of a career. If he goes down for a long period of time, like he's done. I don't know where he is in his recovery. I don't need to start him in this. Like we don't need to start him in this. If we've got 3 games left to see if we make the playoffs, then we need to start him in that. This is not an example of needing to start him.
No, I agree. I totally agree. I think you can get away with, I think you can get away with the same lineup you put out against Minnesota.
Sure, I would at least be willing to see it because the way we played against Minnesota was so fluid and they played so well together and they seem to have that chemistry and understanding for basically a brand new system with players playing out of position. Let's if he's not back, if he's not 100%. Let's try that one more time just to see if it's an option, just to see if it's something that we can move into in the event Zlatan needs a rest or on turf or whatever.
Because then imagine you have a bench of Zlatan, Roman, Efrain Alvarez.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you need a goal,
there's some boots on the bench waiting for you.
Exactly.
If you need, and if you don't, hey, they get an extra week.
Then you're good.
They get an extra week.
Yeah.
And Efrain, winning or losing, based on the attacking substitution options we have, should probably be finding his way into that game regardless, depending on where we're at.
Yeah.
But he's young and needs minutes, and we have garbage opposition and we have injured players. It's a perfect game for someone like him.
All right. Should we go into predictions then?
Before we get into predictions, you want to hear the odds?
Let's hear the odds.
Oh yeah, this is where Ben used to shine.
I was actually thinking about these today. I'm like, Ben hasn't done the.
Yeah, I know. I haven't done it, but you know what? You guys were boring me, so I looked up the odds while you guys were talking.
I mean, you can contribute to the show.
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting. Where? What was your lineup?
Like,
what was your lineup?
You literally have the controls to
Did
turn
you guys
on
go
your mic.
through lineups?
I mean, yes.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah. Well, that would take work on a producer's end, and as we all understand, the next drop is going to be infinitely louder than it should be. And if you're in the live chat, you can hear pops, but whatever.
Fuck Tucker. Tucker sucks.
Right.
Yeah, I think I may have fixed the pops too. So if you're in the live chat, let me know if you still hear the pops.
And that drop was too loud, but whatever.
It was not too loud. It was fine. It was.
I mean,
We'll listen back to that.
Yeah, no one gets an award for fine, but
I was wrong.
Not about this. I'm sure I've been wrong about something before. You should have wrote it down, whatever it was.
All right, Ben. What are the odds for this game?
Never admitting that shit again.
So the Galaxy are favorites in this game by.
I was wrong.
Yes.
No, go ahead. Give me what's the algebra? Give me all your numbers. It was fascinating.
So as Tucker's favorite site, the 538.com.
Yeah.
They have the Galaxy winning at 51%. The draw is at 21%. Portland has a 28% chance to win. But as we're more concerned with here, the betting odds, gambling odds, the Galaxy are favorites at a plus 102, which is still, I mean...
What does that mean?
So basically, anytime you have a plus...
I stopped talking for this?
Yeah, you stopped talking for this. Well, well, never mind.
Madam Serrano saying, producing excuses since 96.
We should name this episode hashtag since 96 and see how
you
many
bet 100
downloads.
to win 102, which is pretty good odds. It's basically even money odds.
So you bet 100 and you
get
win
$2 back?
No, you're going to win 102.
102 on top of my...
Yeah, on top of your bet. But you'd like, I mean, overwhelming favor would be being negative. Like, I think Toronto opened up a negative 110, something like that. So they're overwhelming favorites this weekend. Portland is a plus 235. The draw is a plus 260. Basically, Vegas has the Galaxy predicted to score somewhere over 2 goals.
Yeah, Portland's given up more than 2 goals every game for the last 6, I think.
And Portland's at an even goal. So they have it more than a 2 to 1 or maybe 3 to 1 scoreline. So.
Right. Well, I like that Ben's getting the science involved in his predictions.
The math is... It's got the math in there. So if you are a betting person, go bet.
The best odds to bet on the Galaxy are at betonline.com.
There you go. If you understood anything about what Ben just said,
I definitely don't.
Go and put some money down. Put some amount of money down at one of those places at 2 to 1 odds, right? Something like that?
Yes, essentially.
There you go.
All right. So it's prediction time.
I'm boring. Fuck.
I guess since I'm still dead last, I will go first.
Bottom bitch.
I'm gonna say a win. I think I'm pretty positive in this game. I'm gonna go 3-1 Galaxy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say goals from. We go goals from Pontius. A goal from Antuna. I think he gets one.
That'd be nice.
And then I think you see Zlatan come off the bench and he gets one.
Okay. I believe Ben got a draw last week, right?
Well, you're
Did he
still
get 1
winning,
point?
so we're gonna go with Ben as the second
Okay.
because
Who'd you say your last goal was by?
Zlatan.
And Zlatan. Okay.
Shit.
every week.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Oh God, what is going on? Hold on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're all
Hey.
Since I still only 1 point, I guess. I agree with you, Ed. I think it's a win, but I think it's only going to be 2-1. I think it's going to be a little closer than we think. And I'm going to say goals from. I'm going to say, oh man,
It's
I wanna say-
hard when
I-
when you're thinking about it in the
Yeah.
moment.
I want to say legit, but I mean, he just played the full 90 tonight, I believe.
No, he came in late for Pulisic.
He came in the 30th.
But he came in.
Came in-
Yeah,
well-
he got some good minutes.
All right, so I'll go with. Yeah, I'll say legit, and I'll say Antuna. I like Antuna. He's got to get one eventually. Fuck.
Well, it's early. There's a lot of people who haven't got one yet. But
And of course, Zlatan's probably going to start this game and get them both. But we'll say Antuna.
from fucking your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, I'll go with Antuna and legit.
All right.
2-1.
All right, Tuck. What do you think? Who do you think is gonna win this game? Draw this game? Who do you think is gonna score?
I agree with you. Portland is woeful. Passing accuracy is low. Their possession's a little bit above ours, but they fail
I
in
think
dribbles and take-ons.
I think that's like that. Those first two games, like we conceded control of the ball. So I think,
We did. We've given up a lot of possession.
but that third game, like we dominated. So I think it's gonna trend upward.
I hope so.
In terms of like possession.
I don't think Portland's going to come at us in the same way Minnesota did, where we're prepared and we had clearly planned for them and they didn't plan for us. Portland's going to be, I think, less of a chess match and more of that like sloppy MLS. And I hope I'm wrong because I love the 25 pass build up and all that goodness. Fuck. They're going to have 3 goals every game this season. Colorado, not great. LAFC, fucks.
They've given up at least 3 goals
3 goals, yeah.
in their first 3 games.
Um,
They're good for goals. Like they're good for giving up goals at least.
I'll take. I will take. What are the lines we got? 3-1, 2-1.
Both wins.
Ah, God, fuck! I'm gonna regret this. I'll go 3-0 Galaxy.
All right.
I'll go 3-0 Galaxy. I will take.
So the scoreline's probably gonna be 3-2 then.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
100%. I will go 3-0 Galaxy. I will take.
Gio hat trick.
I should take a fucking Zubak hat trick. I will take Efrain.
I know. What's up, Tuck? You don't believe in your boy? Zubak hat trick?
Oh, I do. Oh, the world is not prepared for Ethan Zubak with a hat trick. But the heavens are. I will take the Christian God heavens. I will take Efrain gets one. I will take a defender. I'm going to go with Jorgen. Efrain gets one. Sjelvik gets one. And wow, it's hard to find a third goal out of this team. Pontius. I'll take Efrain, Sjelvik, and Pontius.
So you're calling Efrain's first goal, huh?
Efrain's first goal.
All right.
Efrain's first goal at home where it should be. Sjelvik, I want to see that big pasty fuck.
Dude, I can
celebrate.
only imagine the pop that's going to happen.
If Efrain scores.
Efrain scores, yeah. Like his first goal at home.
It's and you know what? As a fan base, as a crowd, if and when that boy scores, it is your duty to make him feel welcome. It is your job to make him feel like he is at home. Because our goal as a club has to be keep him as long as humanly possible, or make him feel so dedicated to the Galaxy that when he does move on, he ensures that we get a pretty penny out of it. Like, make that kid feel like Dignity, Health, Sports, whatever,
Park.
is his home. So I'm hoping this is the weekend for it, and I think Portland could be right for the
Make
picking.
him feel like he's the belle of the bull.
He's the belle of the bull, so I'm with it. Ephraim, first goal.
I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna be there this Sunday. Ben, are you gonna be there?
Negative.
I'm be solo.
I'm trying. I get out of work at like 4:45, and the gate kickoffs I think is at 6.
6, yeah.
So I'd have to figure out a ticket, and I'd have to.
You're
figure
gonna
out
have a
going straight
ticket.
there.
Like you always.
I know
have
I
a
can.
ticket.
I know I can get one if I'm in a pinch, but it's more
Getting there.
it's more getting there, and if I'm at work all day, it means Damien's been screaming in someone's ear at home, and they might need to get relieved. So we'll see. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to try. We'll see.
Actually, no, I might be there. We got to celebrate my wife's father's birthday on Sunday in the afternoon. So, you know, that probably means I get to do whatever I want in the evening.
Ah, that sweet married life.
Yes.
All right. Well,
So if anyone's got a ticket, let me know.
I will 100% be there. Me and my wife are gonna go. So if you guys want to come see me, I will be at the Lars tailgate before the game, and I will be at section 138 during the game, and then atop of the section during halftime. So if you're going to come say hi,
There you go.
I'll have stickers. If you want to come by and swing and get one by, you know, come through. I'll have them for you.
Madam Serrano says, if Emma eats a red card and takes out Diego Chara, if he does that, we will rename this studio the Emma Boateng
I mean,
Memorial Red Card Podcast.
you put up a plaque for him in the Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah, you have to. Oh, he goes straight in there.
Straight in there.
Yeah.
Wall of Legends.
Wall of Legends.
There
This
you
kid.
go.
We find whatever team he was at before the Galaxy, I think Ventura County Fusion. Give him a statue outside.
All right, and then you guys can go to riotsquadcast.com, put in your predictions now. Make sure you're using your
Walter.
same email, your same name, because that's how it's
Tracked.
in. I'm telling you, you put your information in, it goes to a document. So that's how it works. No one's adding anything. No one's taking away any names. So that's how it works.
Don't be difficult.
Your emails aren't going to be used for any selling purposes, or you're not going to be spammed by anything. So, ensure that you're cool. Your email's going to be fine.
If we were smart enough to figure out how to sell their emails, we totally would, but
Oh, I would have sold
Yeah.
that shit fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Patreon.
Oh yeah, making that sweet email selling money.
There you go. Hey, that sweet Yankee dollar.
Yeah, dollar bill, y'all. All right, moving on. So if you've seen this week on Twitter, not that Twitter beef, we're going to talk about another Twitter thing we saw.
Quickly,
Yes.
if I may, because just to round out the Portland, I read it's in the it was in the promo book from the last game. The Portland game is the equipment sale for this year.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So if you don't know about the equipment sale, the Galaxy they basically open up what they think is garbage that we all think is treasure, like retro jerseys,
Oh, I got to convince Denise to let me buy some stuff.
player shorts, socks, like all types. I got my favorite Galaxy jersey, the 2006 home, before we switched it for Beckham. I finally got one without the sticker on it. I got that at the player at the equipment sale. You got one at the equipment sale. Mine signed, I think, by Abel Xavier.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's. I tried to wash it off, but it wouldn't go away.
I got a Kyle Varys jersey.
Kyle Varys. So the equipment sale
Because-
happening on Saturday.
He's the only dude on that team who wore an XL, so I got that.
Big fat Kyle. Number 16.
I think so. Yes.
I've started something I've wanted to do for a long time. I've started cataloging who wore what number since 1996, so that whenever we sign a player and he takes a jersey number, it's like, oh, well, he's joining the ranks of such and such, such and such.
He definitely doesn't have time
I don't.
to do all this stuff.
I
but
don't.
yeah.
Well, this is a project that's going to take me a year. Like this will take me a long, long time. But yeah, I've started it's things people like me want, and it's only people like me, people who want the most inane nonsense. But it's all history that's going to go away eventually, and eventually it's going to be harder to track this stuff. It's damn near impossible now to track some of this stuff down. Our good friend Josh Kessman actually got me in touch with this
Wait for it.
no, it's not
gonna
gonna.
do it?
Well done,
Wow.
the restraint.
Nice.
Got me in touch.
I saw him go
with
for it though. I saw him go for it though.
default. But he got me a copy of the 2015 media guide, which is basically like a Bible of old Galaxy specific information that no one but me wants. But I
Did you ever? You don't have that Decade of Stars book that they?
Oh
put
yeah,
out?
yeah. I have. But this is more like individual coach stats for individual seasons. Again, things no one but me wants.
Right.
But I want to preserve and keep long term because inevitably, when Damien becomes manager of the Galaxy,
Right.
I need to pump all this.
After playing for 20 years,
I need to pump all this
winning
fucking information
10
into his
cups
head.
with the
Yes.
club.
Just Champions League. He just wins Champions League year after year after year, and he got there through the Open Cup because he values
Values
he
Open Cup.
values the Open Cup, sir.
The longest cup in U.S. history.
Yeah.
I think.
Longest running, yeah.
I think it's like the longest running cup outside of like the FA Cup or something, or
like some random
like
stat. But that's the thing. I want to know this. So I'm tracking who wore 17 in 1997, like shit like that. But anyway, equipment sale Saturday if you're interested, and you Sunday. And if you're interested, you absolutely should be. Sunday, I think it's before the game, but call your ticket rep, bother them, and ask them when it's going to be. Get it out into the world.
Yeah, it's always before the game. And they usually have it like on the concourse somewhere.
There's good finds, man.
Yeah.
If you like retro cuts, there's good, and it's retro jerseys for
like,
dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap, yeah.
Compared to eBay, I looked at a 96 home jersey on eBay today, $550.
Yeah.
You're not going to find a 96 there, but if you're looking for a retro cut, that's it.
You're looking at like 2006 and up. Like you're not getting anything before.
Yeah, and get there early. Last year it was like took forever to get in.
Yeah, you get there.
It's
early.
a thing. So if you don't know about it, you should at least go check it out.
All right. So speaking of jerseys, this week has been leaked the recycled parlay jerseys that have come out like the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
This year's has been leaked online.
Last year was the all white one, right?
Yeah, like white with like gray looking shit in
Trim.
there. So this year it's going to be like a gray blue.
Something you've always, this is not necessarily baby bluish, but more like a seafoam blue.
I think what was it what's his name? Eric on he's on Thursdays on the Corner Galaxy.
Eric Gomez.
Yes. No.
Portuguese Hammer?
I don't think his last name's Gomez.
Eric Portuguese Hammer guy? In the FIFA thing?
Is it Gomez?
He's on GIS Hammer?
Yes, the Hammer,
I think it's Eric. It's not Eric Gomez?
No.
Am I just being racist? Oh shit. Well,
Anyways.
Eric Rodriguez.
Anyways, he called it like dolphin blue, which is like
that's a great name.
Seems like the most accurate.
That's a great name.
Like color description. I love the color. I think it's very plain.
Eric Vieira.
I would love to buy it. The one thing is that the whole league has the same jersey, and they just slap on whatever crest of your team.
Yeah, wasn't it the parlay jersey last year? Same thing.
That's
the whole
what I'm
league
saying.
had
Like
the same jersey, and they just slapped different.
I
stuff
would
on
get
it.
these jerseys if they looked different, at least slightly from these
This
other
is like
teams.
the all made from all recycled
Yes.
material things.
Yeah.
I like it. It looks
think it's
better than a
nice.
fucking away jersey.
I think it looks plain. I mean, it looks like a training top.
It's fully downloaded. That's why.
That took me a second, but that's actually
I know. I was
pretty
like, wait, I got it. I got it.
good. Little sly Benjamin jokes every now. I like it.
I think I saw it was like someone retweeted the Atlanta one, and it's the same
Mhm.
blue and everything. And I was like, oh, cool. And I looked at it, I was like, oh shit, it's actually the Atlanta jersey.
Galaxy Twitter seemed to enjoy the new parlay jersey, which is fine. You can't buy it straight out anyway, right?
But if you're getting those, because I know they sold out last year, like within like 3 weeks. So if you want to get that jersey, you want to get that quick.
Is it auction or they're for sale?
They
sell 'em?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. If it doesn't have 5 stars on it, it kind of ruins it for me.
Last year they also auctioned off, I think, the ones that players
player
wore during the
jerseys.
game. Yeah.
Because they only wear them once.
How much do you think Zlatan went for?
He didn't wear it. Wait, did he wear one last year?
Yeah, he was here.
He showed up in March.
In fact, we're coming up on a year when he showed up.
I think it was a
it'll be a
year.
year.
I think it just happened.
No, it'll be a year. Well, yeah. I think
Like the signing was a
announcement
year.
was like a year ago today or something.
I think the 31st is like around there, like 30th or
Yeah,
whatever, right?
that is the day.
31st was the
That is the
game
day.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I can still buy last year's. What is this? MLSstore.com has the parlay jersey. Oh no, they're sold out. Never mind. I didn't look. It just came up and I was like, "Holy fuck! There it is."
I mean, I said that right, but
I think he said it twice actually. Yeah.
What do you think of the jersey, Ben? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Tell me about your fucking betting odds, Ben. What's the over under on parlay
over-under
jerseys
on
on
parlay
MLS
jerseys?
soccer? Boring.
Hey,
fuck.
they're a big hit, man. I'd say parlay jerseys are definitely like a negative 250.
Oh, God, I don't even know. I don't even know if he's just making up the even possibility of that answer.
Well, I think it's cool. I mean, I think it's pretty trippy how they can make jerseys and cleats and all this shit out
It's
of
fucked up, right?
like trash. They make it out of trash.
It's out of trash.
Just tells you like how much shit we throw away. Like what the
Oh,
fuck are we
no.
throwing away that like they're making jerseys out of?
We're about to.
It's like shit.
This is becoming the social justice warrior.
Yes,
podcast
the
now.
social justice podcast.
How dare we waste so much, guys?
No comment.
If you're not composting, something's wrong with you.
Look,
Bro,
I moved out
are
of
you
Portland.
not making your own manure? Are
I
you
moved
for
out
real?
of Portland to get away from this shit. I don't need any more of this.
I do think it's pretty cool. I think it's awesome.
It's a nice.
I just wish they would make them a little different for teams, man. I'm just like, something.
I think
Just do the third jersey. Is that why they got rid of the third jersey? Because we'd be at a point where we have 4. Like every season, you'd have 4 jerseys.
I think that's part of it is the third jersey thing, but it's also like it's what you have to do these days. You have to be environmentally friendly in order to be successful in business these days. So it's their way of kind of contributing to that, saying, "Hey, we're environmentally friendly. Buy this."
Our Republican listeners are getting ready.
Are you talking about pandering, Ben? You talking about pandering?
Absolutely,
sir. What are you talking about? We have every night of the year something night. What are you talking about? What do you mean we pander? It's called inclusiveness, Ben.
Cubano heritage.
Exactly.
Man.
Join the free world now, man. Come on.
Join 2019, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, man, I'm inclusive.
You're so 2000 and late. No? Nothing?
I'm all woke.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
That word's dead now, right? Officially?
Oh, I think it's been gone for a while.
I mean, that's dead now. Ben
now that Ben's done it? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Moving on.
Sure.
Your last thoughts on the jersey, Chris. I mean, what do you think?
I like Galaxy jerseys. It's again, it's literally recycled garbage. I mean, how much energy do you really want to put into it? Like it's fine. It's good. It's nice.
You're gonna pay $90 for recycled trash.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to buy recycled trash for cheap, buy a LAFC top. Save everybody a whole bunch of time. Or don't do that either. Invest your money. Spend that money on a home jersey. That's what you should do. Spend that money on a. Well, this helps the environment. Well, help the environment. Do whatever the fuck you want. Why are you asking me? Leave me alone.
I think it's cool if you're gonna buy it. Cool. I'm just telling you, do it early.
Boom, sold.
Because they get sold out real fast.
Don't buy those jerseys. Go get go to the equipment sale. Use your money on old Galaxy jerseys.
Technically that's recycled stuff too, right?
Yeah. If you want a Galaxy jersey that doesn't have 5 stars on it, go to the equipment sale, and then don't litter on your way home. You'll be even. It's fine. Everything's fine.
So thanks to Madam Serrano on the in our live chat on youtube.com/RiotSquadcast. There's an update on breaking news on the Giancarlo Gonzalez transfer rumor front. I guess they just played today. And after the game, he responded with the question of, is he going to come to L.A.? He says he's returning to Bologna and not coming to L.A. Giancarlo Gonzalez confirms that he returns to Bologna and not #LA Galaxy, as mentioned in the USA. That's a translated tweet from TD Mas at TD Mas _CR. What's up, Costa Rican Twitter?
Presume news.
Yeah, I mean we've heard that it's close to done. It's just the whole allocation order nonsense stuff. So,
but it ain't done.
But apparently not done. Maybe not happening.
And we fly them out when it's all done. It's fine.
Allocation's a bitch, man.
In MLS, allocation is important. The allocation spot is something that you're kind of afforded forgetting about for decent chunks of the season. But if you're next up or you're trying to make a move, it becomes important and really necessary. And we don't have the spot. We don't have the spot, and he's done with international.
It basically means, what is Toronto asking for that spot, man?
Well, they know the position they're in.
Yeah.
They have to be aware of the position they're in, and they have to be aware of our defensive need. And of course, the Galaxy's not looking to overpay for it.
And if not Toronto, whoever is next in the allocation order, because if Toronto's not going to seem to be wanting to take him, or he doesn't want to come to Toronto, it's so weird.
They just traded a center back.
Well, there you go.
I mean, that's how they got the spot in the first place. So.
Well, there you go. Maybe that's the case. But do we even need another center back? I mean,
yes.
Do we?
Yes.
Daniel
Steres. What are you talking? Come on.
Did this guy last week say Daniel Steres was our best defender for the first 3 weeks?
No, our best defenders have been Shelvik and
Go back and listen. You did say that.
I don't listen to the show. But I don't know why anybody would. But Steres he's been fun. He's the best of the 2 center backs we've had, but that's because Polenta's been terrible. But it's Daniel Steres. I mean, there's a cap. Let's agree. There's a cap. There's a cap with Daniel Steres. At some point, should I load up Jordan Morris fucking destroying that dude's butthole when Seattle played here?
Hey man, I'm just saying, under DTK and Scalotto, he might have been this prodigy that we didn't know about.
Sure. I as a Doctor Who fan, I have to imagine that's possible in some universe.
Yeah, he regenerated into an actual good
defender
player.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he's he as good as Steres has been, and I to that point, I should go back and correct. Of the 2 center backs we've had, Steres has been by far the better of the 2. If and when we sign Giancarlo, Steres is the one that's going to the bench. We know this based on the fact that Polenta is a GBS guy. Do we need another one? Probably. Realistically, probably. because at some point you would imagine Steris is going to kind of show himself again. Granted, he's been good since Dom took over. So there's been, there's a decent amount of time, couple different systems. He's been better than decent. But if we bring in another center back, like he's the one that's, he's the one that's going to make way.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Orlando is next in the allocation order, by the way.
Let's talk about it. Let's we said we were going to talk about it. This whole like Twitter beef of the week. We got to have a drop like Twitter beef of the week.
Because I get in so many of them.
It's so many. It's every week. I mean,
there's always something.
There's always something going on. Sometimes we manufacture it, and you know what? Just because maybe we're bored that day.
Yeah.
It's a Wednesday, and nothing's going on. It's Hump Day, and you have like a free hour of your time. But yes, let's talk the Twitter war with one LA Times reporter, Kevin Baxter,
senior Galaxy reporter, an insider, if you will. Yeah, it just seemed like there was some.
Give some background on that, Chris. Like, what happened today?
Well,
or tonight actually. It wasn't even like today. It was like
earlier
2 hours ago.
Yeah. Well, I know, and I forgive me if I'm incorrect. I don't mean maliciousness or harm towards anyone. If I'm wrong, and if I have a take or an opinion incorrect, this is one of the few times I will invite you to engage in conversation with me. Please correct me because I'd like to know. But at 1:36, the ACB tweeted at Kevin Baxter, "Hey, at Kevin Baxter 11, how about you and your at LA Times Chivas tip writing reporters? Ooh, well done. Stick to writing trash about our team only. You obviously don't know what we, the hashtag LA Galaxy supporters groups," and then they tagged the Riot Squad and the Galaxians, "are unified about." I guess earlier in the day, Baxter had a report came out that he's talking about LAFC again, as is his prerogative. You know, we should clarify he covers both teams. That's his job. He's the beat reporter for both teams.
Well, it was an article about California being the Mexican national team's second home.
Okay.
So how
he got to us?
Yeah.
How he got to supporters groups again? I don't quite understand.
So this has been.
Do you have the quote from his report?
Yeah, but I'll get into that right now. But
Okay.
this has been a thing for, I mean, since last year. Galaxy fans have not been too keen on Baxter bringing up LAFC any chance he gets, especially on a Galaxy-centric podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I listen to Josh. I listen to Corner of the Galaxy.
Sure.
And I pointed this out a month ago. I'm like, man, it's every week now that he's mentioning LAFC.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, well, you know, whatever. He writes for them, fine, whatever. But then it was a constant Twitter war between him and people on Twitter, where the point where he's blocked many people.
Yeah, we're at a point where not used to parsing my words. We're at a point where the
You're trying to be all political right now, or
I'm
like
not-
diplomatic right now.
I am trying to be diplomatic. But we're at a point where like let's be real. Let's call it what it is. And I understand, and I want to be respectful for Josh, and I understand his outlook and how he approaches things. And I'm friends with Josh Guessman. He's a good guy. He bills himself as a reporter, not necessarily a Galaxy fan, which means, and again, Josh, if I'm wrong, please correct me. I don't mean this to speak incorrectly. But if you run a podcast that covers, let's just say soccer, then if you cover a podcast that covers soccer and you're not a Galaxy fan, is it a Galaxy podcast? Like that's what I don't understand. Because if it's not a Galaxy centric podcast, then Baxter being on shouldn't be a problem for anybody. I mean, if Guessman covers the league, and he covers the whole league. Having someone like Baxter on, he doesn't cover them with the same level of depth that he covers the Galaxy, but he covers a lot of what goes on in MLS. We don't really talk about what anyone else does, mostly because we don't really watch what anyone else does.
We should have talked about that fashion show that happened like 2 weeks
It's
ago.
horrendous.
Oh boy.
Straight from the Stands doesn't. LA is Our House covers it a little bit with their Balls of Beers game.
But that's just a game.
But that's more, yeah. That's if
And
all,
it's not their main podcast.
No, all of those hosts are Galaxy fans first and foremost, and their podcast by default becomes a Galaxy podcast. Again, without trying to speak on what Guessman does, my understanding would be if you are not a Galaxy fan, if you are a reporter, and you literally have a LA Times reporter who co-hosts with you, like, everyone who listens to it should listen to it with an understanding that there's going to be talk from multiple sides of MLS. Now, do one of those sides happen to be LAFC more often than it probably should? In my opinion, yes. And that's just my opinion. Whatever you want to do with that's up to you. I guess from what I read with Baxter Singh, people were having personal attacks on him, and that's why he was going blocking people. Again, but also I'm all for blocking. If people are being dickheads to you, like, block them, move on with your day. It's way easier than feeling the need to engage with people you don't want to talk to.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't really get into the business of blocking people. I like a good argument. But if I block someone, I just block them, move on my fucking day. Like, you don't like what I have to say to a point that you feel the need to voice it to me. So now you no longer have to hear what I have to say about anything. It's strange to me that a beat writer for LA Times, or who covers the Galaxy, who seems to have a big opinion on what supporters groups should be doing, where we should be standing, presumably what we should sing, what we should do together, has now blocked one of the supporters groups. Like, okay, well, now I can compartmentalize your opinion on supporters groups because you're at a point where you don't want to engage in a conversation with them anymore. And that's fine. That's your prerogative. But I'm going to take all of your supporters group opinion with a significantly larger grain of salt.
Yeah.
But I already took it with a grain of salt. Everyone should take it with a grain of salt. You sit in the press box. I'm not going to listen to someone about what supporters groups should do if you're up in a press box.
So here's the piece of his article, which was, again, about the Mexican national team.
Not even LAFC. And definitely not. Well, I mean, it was about the Mexican national team's
second home being California. Which, because they play so many friendlies here, like more than they don't
more
play.
Than,
the only place they play friendlies in Mexico or against the United States.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a fact. They play here. They play Dallas.
Facts don't matter when you're a racist. Well, facts are irrelevant.
No. So this was a piece in his article. The Galaxy have been trying for nearly a decade to unite their major supporters groups into a single grandstand behind the North Goal, which is not true. They have not been trying for a decade. They've asked twice.
To that point, they asked me. We talked about it years ago, where they wanted supporters groups to move, and they wanted Lars and the ACB together. They didn't really care where it happened. They just wanted the groups together. That conversation was like, "Hey, we'd love to move you guys together." No, thank you. Okay, it's not something we're trying to force, and that was a dead end issue. It's certainly gone back and forth, but this seemed to be the most advanced it had ever been.
So. They wanted the major supporters groups into a major grandstand behind the North Goal, partly to give them a louder, more forceful, and intimidating presence, and partly to free up a number of higher-priced corner seats on the south side currently used by supporters. Mm-hmm. So this is all information he's gotten from listening to us.
Yeah, presumably,
or on the Twitters.
Yeah, all that's accurate. But all that's accurate.
Yes.
Like, moving Lars frees up premium seats.
Yes.
Period.
The team even recruited Zlatan, which is true.
How are we still fucking talking about supporters groups moving? It's crazy.
This was how many? This was 2 months ago?
Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean
that. As a part of the effort this winter, sending the captain to a meeting with the groups to press the point. So, okay.
Yeah, fair. Accurate.
But the only thing that the fans were unified by was their response to the idea. So, which is the idea of no.
Fair and accurate so far.
The strength of LAFC supporters union, meanwhile, continues to grow.
What the fuck does that have to do with the conversation you're having?
I don't know. It's to me now, it's trolling. It's why he does it. He brings them up every week on Corner of the Galaxy on Mondays now, because they record on Sundays.
Yeah.
It's every week where he's like, oh, well, LAFC had a great game. I'm like, bro, you're on a Galaxy podcast, like, no one cares.
Which is to my earlier point. If both parties involved in producing it and publishing it or putting it out, what have you, are reporters and not Galaxy fans, like, is it a Galaxy podcast? You know what I mean? And it's not to say that we're some champion of Galaxy podcast. Professionalism alone, miles and miles over there. Like, we're still the shining example. If you don't like the opinion, like, those are the opinions that the people who put on that show are willing to are willing to put out and are willing to tolerate. And they're not things that we're willing to tolerate or other people are willing to tolerate. I don't understand how you made the connection of somehow, like Mexico has this connection and kind of second home in California, or particularly in Southern California. And I think the headline had something to do with, like, do they have a secret in with the Galaxy because DTK and how often they play here. I don't know how somehow you have to bring our name and their name up again. Just talk about them. Just talk about them and leave us out of it. And just talk about them. How about this? Talk about them and talk about average Galaxy fans around the stadium. Because he has to understand at this point, and that's why, to your trolling point, he has to understand at this point, if you mention supporters groups in this way again, every single time, they're gonna fucking come after you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying people should have personal attacks against you.
No.
Nor am I saying that they should shut their mouth. But you gotta fucking understand at this point of your life, let alone your career, you gotta understand. If you keep poking this bear's just going to keep fucking growling at you every single time.
And it's going to take swipes at you.
And it's going to take swipes. And if you're okay with that, then I got no beef with you. That's got fuck to do with me. Because if somebody calls into this show and wants to talk about LAFC, I will fucking hang up on you. I will block your number. Don't ever fucking contact us again. Period. Done, dusted. That is the rule of law in this goddamn house. If that's not the rule of law in your house, that's your fucking business. It ain't got nothing to do with us. But it's got nothing to do with the supporters groups. Again, man. Like I feel, and I've met Baxter. He's a decent guy. He's a nice guy. Like I don't like the idea of everybody going after him, and I get it, and it's easy, but like
it's easy to click away at a keyboard and be like,
yeah, it's real fucking easy. And it's like, and I've met the dude, and I've spoken to the guy, and he's genuinely a nice dude. And if you met him, everyone who's angry with him, like I like to think you could have a conversation with him and be like, hey, you'd walk away thinking, hey, that's an all right dude. But at some point, like, just keep my fucking name out of it. Keep our name fucking out of it. If you want to talk about how great, what do they call it? 3252? Some fucking loser today was like, we're on the front page of the LA Times. It's like, well, awesome, jerk off. Kevin Baxter thinks you're cool, so you're validating. You're a big boy now. Congratulations. You earn your MLS Cup wings, whatever the fuck. This idiot who was like, LAFC's foundation is more important than the Galaxy's 5 cups. Cool. I immediately know what I'm arguing with. Once I start there, I'm like, I don't have to pay any respect. But if you want to fucking, if they're so great, if they're so good, if they're so big and so massive, fine, man. Just cover them. Talk about them. But all you keep doing is remind, in my opinion, again, you just keep reminding Galaxy fans, hey, next time this dude's got an article where he compares us in any way, I'm going to go after him. And you got to understand what you're putting yourself up for. And if you're cool with that, then fucking be about it, man.
I mean, just call it like it is, man. I mean, you're going to get clicks from it, and you're going to get,
which is the point.
Yeah.
The point is getting the clicks.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they run
sad.
off of.
That's sad that's what Baxter has been reduced to, is clickbait.
Well, we were talking. So Lars moved over to a Discord group now. We were in the Discord, and we were talking. It's like, look, whatever your feelings on Baxter or the front office or whatever, Baxter came to the Galaxy when he first got the LA Times job, or at least, kind of rose to prominence in the LA Times job. He came to the Galaxy as a reporter who really, really liked reporting on the Galaxy, breaking stories on the Galaxy, writing good pieces about the Galaxy. What we were looking for, what we were promised really out of Adam Serrano when he got that job. And it just kind of went into a whole different direction, went to like a social media direction. But we had a legitimate reporter who was a good reporter, who did good investigative work, that somehow the Galaxy, the people who run that operation, whomever is at fault, got him to a point where he can't fucking stop. Like he can't help himself.
They definitely,
but to pump that other fucking team up.
They definitely created their own little monster.
Yeah, and it's and we kind of got to deal with it, and fans got to deal with it, and all that stuff. But like, they created this entity, this guy who seems to have an issue, and I don't know his heart, and I'm not trying to put words in his mouth. The only thing I know is what I can read, and what I read is, I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't recall a whole lot of positive things about the Galaxy, and I recall a lot of negative things, and all of them, every single time, seem to connect back to fucking LAFC. Every single fucking time. And that's, to me, that looks like someone scorned.
You mentioned that too. I think it was the week after. So after the Minnesota game, you had positive things to say about the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And then reference it back to, playing this tiki-taka style. He's like, oh yeah, teams like LAFC play like that. Teams like it's like
You can't help it,
why?
man.
Why?
And I say, you know, and to defend him, I see people online like, you know, kind of searching for things and kind of getting aggressive about things that don't really matter. Like if he says,
oh, it's like you know, if you have a player on the team you don't like, you're gonna
everything
hone on it, and every mistake is gonna be like, see,
no,
see,
hold on, what would that be like? Because I've never experienced something like that. So just like a singular player you don't like, and no matter what they do, it's never good enough.
No, you never had to go through it, so I understand.
Yeah, I love everybody. I know that. You know, I like all the.
But it's you focus on it. You know, it's like just your life would be so much easier. Just so I'm just not going to pay attention.
Yeah, but I don't.
And let's be honest, it's a podcast. It's free content.
Free. Yeah, at the end of the day, don't download.
I'm not saying
if you don't. Well, don't. Let me finish that sentence. Don't download it if you don't want to hear that opinion. If you, same thing. If you call in or tweet in here to say, "Hey, I don't like the Riot Squadcast," you know, calling Ben the grown-up Gilbert or making fun of Gilbert or, you know,
you just talking about Ed's sister? What I mean?
No, I mean Ed's sister's a great woman, but if somebody called in here saying we don't want Ben's drops, we don't want you guys to curse anymore, I swear to you, I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. If you don't like what we're doing and you don't want to listen. Go fuck yourself, man. Go fuck yourself. Not even go fuck yourself, because really, at this age of my life and this stage, it's not even that aggressive. If you don't like it,
I'd be like, that's cool.
Right on, man. I'm sorry it's not for you. Don't download it. And I'm not even really sorry it's not for you. That's just like polite conversation.
Here's you want a tip. The worst thing you can do for a podcast is just not download it.
Yeah,
because they don't get the numbers, and then they'll notice it.
Everyone, yeah. And
I'm not saying not to do that or to do that for Guessman's Monday show.
That's your decision.
But that's your decision.
That's your decision. Yeah. If and that's the thing. If you've decided, hey, I don't like Kevin Baxter, so I'm not going to listen to the show, which is what Josh has asked people to do. He's like, well, then if you don't like it, stop fucking listening, which makes sense. If you don't like it and you stop downloading it, and Josh says, from his perspective, hey, the numbers are so drastic, it's such a swing, whatever, then I'm going to drop Kevin. That's Josh's fucking choice as a grown man. That's Josh's choice as a grown man who runs Corner of the Galaxy. And if Josh goes, you know what? If you don't like it, and if say a quarter of his people are like, I'm not downloading anymore. And he's like, you know what? If you don't like it, but Baxter's my dude, and he's going to stay on the show as long as I fucking want him, then I fucking respect that too, because that's his goddamn decision. Yeah. And then
it's his prerogative, man.
And then you as the consumer, you as the person who's choosing the product and downloading and listening to the product, you now are informed to say, hey, if I download this show, and I listen to it, there is a likelihood I may have to hear positive things about LAFC. I scrolled through my Instagram today, and I saw an LAFC picture, and was ready to unfollow the person who posted it before I realized it was Galaxy World Order, who had a meme about them, and it was poking fun at them. But my immediate reaction was like, oh, I'm not going to comment to him. I'm just going to unfollow him, move on with my fucking day. If you don't like it, it's free media. If you don't like it, just stop engaging with it. Just move on with your day.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. And to the point, just in case anyone was waiting, the comment I had about Baxter was people kind of search out this issue with him mentioning Carson. The stadium's in Carson. The stadium is in Carson. I mean, I get it. Yeah. I get it. I get the way it reads. It reads like it's a dig, and I get it. And he uses it like it's a dig. I'm definitely on board with
Again, I think it goes back to him. I think at this point he's just trolling people now.
But if he says Arsenal's playing Manchester United or whatever it was, Arsenal's playing Bayern Munich in Carson, that's where they're playing.
But who's gonna? You don't think they're gonna advertise it like, hey, Arsenal's playing Bayern in LA?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they're gonna be like, come watch.
Who, Arsenal and Bayern?
Bayern come play in Carson, California. They're not saying that.
Dude, Carson's in LA. Fuck anyone who says it differently.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's
like
the fucking truth.
Who's
simple facts?
But are you going to take that? Are you going to take that and go, I need to go engage with this dude?
No, see, it's just fucking stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
I just move on.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's.
I mean, like whichever one you said, he's just trolling at this point. That's all it is.
He's trolling. I guarantee it's what he's doing.
Yeah. So.
And then if he's doing that, then, dude, you're bringing on.
Then stop giving into it.
You're bringing it on to yourself.
All I have to say is if you don't like him on the show, don't download it and make us the most listened to Galaxy podcast.
And isn't that the whole thing about trolls? Like, once you come at them, they're like, whoa, hold on.
All I was saying was,
I was just doing my job.
And in his
I was
case,
just doing,
But in his case, if he does that, that's literally all he's doing.
Yeah.
He's literally just doing his job. He's pushing his brand as a reporter. He gets clicks out of you every single time that someone raises up in arms and says, "Oh, Baxter's, he's pro LAFC." He might be. I don't know. I don't think it's possible for someone to say, "I feel exactly equal about two rival teams." You said it the other week. If you are a fan of two rival teams, then you love neither of them. Then you are incapable of loving either one of those. If you are a supporter of two rival teams, I don't believe he is. I think he has a natural bias. I think we all kind of have a natural bias towards our things. But I don't know him. I've met him. I know of him. None of you know him. You don't know what he's into. So I mean, it's
Manchester City apparently.
Yeah,
like
which
his
tell you everything you need. So I don't know. That's my feelings on it. It's not worth it, man. It's not. You know how many actual LAFC accounts are out there? Go be mean to those people.
Speaking of that, dude, those people are weird because they have to search out.
They're inbred.
LAFC, right? Because I see them pop up on random Galaxy tweets. They have to be searching it out, right?
Yeah. I mean,
you just type in like the search LAFC, and then they go to the Galaxy people and they start talking about them.
They're looking for confrontation. I mean, and that's fine. That's their thing. They waited 5 years for a game. They waited 5 years for a game and lost it in 17 minutes. Like, I know I'd be mad. I'd be fucking pissed. So it's whatever. You know what they are. That's the way you should look at it. You know all of what they are.
It's easy to do. I mean, if you don't want to listen to Baxter, then you don't. Just don't.
You don't want to listen to this? Fucking turn it off. If you like it, keep rolling with it.
It's like if you have a problem with an organization and you're like, what's the chicken place?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. If you don't support what they're doing, then you don't go and support their business.
It's easy.
It's simple.
It's easy. So, hopefully, you're all everyone's happy.
Just go enjoy your life, man. Just enjoy it.
Gio's gone.
We're
all on the same page now.
Let's list all the other Galaxy podcasts. You have us.
You have us. You have Straight from the Stands. LA is our house.
The Nag guys.
Nag
News Across
News.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
What else?
I think that's it.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
But then you have Galaxy History on the Twitter.
You have LA Galaxy at LA Galaxy Talk. Let's throw us in again. You got Riot Squadcast. You have Galaxy. GWO Galaxy World Order. You've got LA Galaxy _rumors and LA Galaxy rumors. You've got LA Galaxy Fan Talk. You've got, let's see what else we got here. I got a whole list of this bad boys. You got LA Galaxy Talk, at LA Galaxy News. You have LA Confidential, who's been regularly writing about the actual writing about the Galaxy.
Boy, Mike, man, he's been doing good stuff.
But is Mike a reporter? Now I'm worried. Is he a reporter? Is he a Galaxy fan?
Is he a journo?
Is he fucking journo? Is that good? I thought
good.
that. Thank you. I'm working on my Green Street. You have at LA Galaxy TVS for the Temecula Valley.
You can't be a 3252 if you haven't watched Green Street like 10 times.
Clearly, someone was arguing with me that they didn't pour a beer on what's his name, the black dude, and I'm like, I can just go fucking find the video. It's like 2 weeks old.
It happened like 3 days ago.
It happened just the other day. He was like, well, we've seen Galaxy fans throw stuff on the field, and I was like, okay, win. And he was like, when Vela scored that goal, someone threw a bottle at him. I was like, awesome. Please post the video. He was like, I will once I find it. It's like, I 100% believe.
I'll be here.
So, my man, I went ahead. I followed you. I put notifications on. You let me know when you send that shit in because I want to see it. Because I guarantee I'll never see it. I never, if any of you have ever seen a video of someone throwing a bottle at Vela, please send it along. Because I can't say I remember it.
So? It's just Twitter, guys.
Just Twitter. It's just Twitter. It's just Twitter.
It's just
Twitter.
It's all good.
It's the opinions of someone in the press box. Don't worry about it.
It's all good. All right. So we do have an email from a listener, our boy Thomas, who's doing better. Apparently, had some slip disc in his back or something like that. Shit was crazy. But he asked, who should I send an email to? I said, just send it to me because I'll read it. So you can send that to ed at riotsquadcast.com, or you can send an email to 0@riotsquadcast.com, or to the show at riotsquadcast.com.
If you're going to email me, do it at 0cool138@gmail. I don't know how to answer that email yet.
Oh,
and I want to make sure I get your messages. So.
Ben set mine up because I've never used I had one time when I was former president of Lars, I had to set up an email, and I had it on there, and I still had it on my account.
Yeah. I have no idea how to open that email. I will have Ben set it up for me. But until then, 0cool138.
You got an Android, so I'm not exactly sure how to do that.
Just do it as my computer. As long as it's on the computer.
All right. So from listener Thomas, thank you so much for sending an email. If your life depended on winning or maybe, you know what? Sorry. Do the lightning round sound drop before we do this, because he did say. Because he did title this email "Lightning Round Question."
I think this is the actual only lightning round thing we got.
We were today was a weird day. No, we didn't post up, but like
I think I've got another one.
Hey, we're recording or anything like that. Anyways, if your life depended on winning a dance battle against one current player from the Galaxy Senior Team, who would you choose as your opponent and why?
Sorry, read that one more time.
If your life depended on winning a dance battle against one current player from the Galaxy Senior Team, who would you choose as your opponent and why?
Okay. Who wants to go? I want to go. I want to go last. I got to go first. I'll go first.
It's up to you. I mean, I can go. If you got
yours, go for it.
Totally easy. It's got to be Dave Romney, white guy from Orange County, man.
Yeah, it's
totally. It's got to be Romney.
Probably Republican-y. Super. That's what you do. You just sit down and go, who is the whitest person on the team? And it's Bingham. Bingham might be in there with a shout.
I think Bingham. He's into like hardcore music, so he's like doing the penny pinching dance.
What is that penny pinching?
You see the kids who are doing like the karate at like rock shows? Yeah. I think that's Bingham's like.
I feel like Pontius might be in there pretty good.
Yeah, do that shit again, man.
No, I'm not doing that.
Pontius might be good.
The penny pinching dance is something like that.
You know what you do?
Ben knows what I'm talking about, right? You've been to plenty of rock shows in your heyday.
But you know what's even easier? You can cancel out the people that you definitely don't want to go up against. That's way easier.
You're gonna start listening to Black players, aren't you?
You don't want to fuck with Boateng. Don't get fucking near Boateng. Frankie Lopez down on G2. Achimpong down on G2 because he's got those like weird African dances. Any of the Mexicans. Jonathan, not getting anywhere fucking near that.
The hip swirls,
I see bachata. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
Am I doing that? I see like a Aventura playing and Jonathan just.
That's your one. That's your go-to, right?
Number one, and Don Omar only because he did a song with them and I'm aware of that. I know about those things. Antuna, I feel like I follow his misses on Instagram. I know my man can dance. He's got moves. Not trying to fuck with that.
And he's young. He knows how to do like all like the Fortnite dances and stuff too. So.
You got all the young people shit. I feel like Sjelvik might be questionable in like a weird way. Sjelvik might. I feel like he could come hard.
He might be my choice. No, I think he might be my choice.
That's the thing. I feel like Sjelvik has this like weird Icelandic.
Where's he from? One Norwegian famous
Norway?
dancer.
Yeah, he's got like so he could probably do some like rave dance or something like that. He's Norwegian.
That's not good.
Yeah.
If you had a dance battle, 2-on-2.
Oh, now we gotta pick a second one. I can't even pick a first one.
No. Who's your partner
on the team? Legit.
Oh, that's good.
I feel like Legit because he has like the singer dancer
Becky G
girlfriend.
He's got the Latin blood too, you know.
Yeah. I feel like Legit would be a good dancer.
Yeah. I don't
Probably
know.
maybe a Roman too. But he may seem like the cool guy who just stands in like the back.
You know, Felcher would probably be pretty awkward too, man.
I'm fucking up.
No, I think he would be like because he gets a lady, so he's like.
Him and his sister practice dancing when they're getting ready. You knew that. I mean, come on. I don't know how I spaced on this. I 100% know who I want to compete against in a dance battle. Ethan Zubak.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know.
He's like that all upper body, like no bottom movement.
But I feel it's gonna be like a Christian youth ministry dance off, where it's like a 43-year-old guy kind of balding with an acoustic guitar.
The space between you and the girl, that's where Jesus is.
Yes, that's where the Lord lies, my friend. Oh, definitely Ethan Zubak all day.
Damn, I don't know who would I battle against. Yeah, Romney's a good shout.
Romney's a great shout.
Bingham's a good shout.
Well, you can go stairs too, man.
Andrew says Eli Allen. I don't know if you've seen the video. Eli Allen's got fucking moves.
So all-time players.
That's the greatest dance move in the history of the galaxy.
Yeah, see, I think those two dudes, but it's unfair to like because it's just the white dudes. But I don't know. Yeah.
What about past?
What about Zlatan?
See, as much as I think Zlatan is like good at everything,
his flossing dance. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, the floss. Yeah.
Junie. Ooh, Junie's your dance partner.
That's the samba, dude.
That's your dance partner.
All right, so second part of Thomas's email is: if you had to choose a stand-in to be your life-saving dancing proxy, who would you choose?
That's my follow. Basically, my follow-up question. Junie. Now I'm thinking Junie. I've seen the samba with my own eyes.
I feel like Carrasco because he probably like sexy danced up to Alex Morgan was like. Sup, girl?
There has to be something he's done to have gotten that.
Giant. He's just
Massive hog.
like Carrasco has a monster hog.
It's horrifying how quickly you went into that.
Yeah.
So Carrasco, biggest dick on the team. Biggest.
I mean, probably next to Zlatan.
I saw Zlatan's bouncing during his karate kick, and that was horrifying. I'll never be able to unsee that.
It's like I think there's something wrong with his leg. Oh my god!
Yeah. Why is his leg flopping around like that? Somebody! Oh my lord! Oh my god! He's leaning on it. It's like a tripod.
Oh my god! Do you have a FIFA update, Chris?
We actually don't this week. We have
done?
one more week. No, we're not done. We have one more week. Everyone has until April the 2nd, probably at around 5:00 to get all their games in. And then we're going to do final power rankings for the season, and then announce what we're doing for next season's draft.
Right on. And again, prediction game is on the site riotsquadcast.com. Go get those in before kickoff. That's the cutoff. Is before kickoff. Make sure your email is the same email you're using because it's generated into the same document. That's how it works. No one does any extra work.
It's easy. If you force extra work, your shit's not going to count.
If you think you might not have done it correctly, email show@riotsquadcast. We'll get to Big Tony and see if it was correctly filled out or anything. Let us know.
Yeah.
Simple.
Can I get a Jer Bear out of you really quick?
Oh, Jer Bear.
I live for that every week, and without the update, I don't get it.
I saw a license plate Jer Bear the other day, and I'm
Did
like,
you really?
it's spelled differently, but I'm like, oh man. I was going to try to take a picture of it real quick and post it up.
Oh man.
Oh, Jer Bear.
Jer Bear.
Yeah. And you guys have anything else that we haven't talked about that we?
Hey, we doing an extra show tonight, or is this it?
Um,
Because we didn't get to Tucker's birthday tweets or that dude's wife. But if we're doing a second show, we should totally save that for that.
I can't. But I promise Sandra
all
I'll
right,
do it.
can you do it real quick?
Yes. So it was like, God, 6-7 years ago.
Credit that dude's wife.
Credit that dude's wife. This lady on Twitter. We were making memes back in the day. Facebook.
It was the start of the meme sensation.
Yes. The Facebook Lars, group, and it was as I think I was Lars president at the time, or vice president or something like that. It was when we had just kind of moved into the new roles, but not entirely different than how my Twitter is now. If any of you follow me on the tweet machine, my friends have a proclivity to go after people, and so this which I love about Lars really. This lady made. Oh, Andrew, congratulations! The Clippers made the playoffs. That's how sad that fucking basketball organization is that they make the playoffs, and this dude's like, "Goddamn fucking right, bitches."
They make banners for playoffs, right?
Well, they don't have any banners. Taylor Swift has a banner. They have like signs that they put up over championships, but what, as you were. And so this
basketball.
Yeah, woo. So this lady, I found a meme online that someone had used, and it was I think it was Catwoman. It was from like Batman.
It was from the Batman where
the third one.
It was a meme with Batman and Kobe Bryant.
Batman and
Kobe
Kobe,
had the
Catwoman
mask.
and Kobe Bryant or something like that.
No, I think it was Batman.
Was it Batman?
Because Batman and Kobe had the face mask, the black face mask.
Yeah, and he was like, "It's not the legend. What is it? It's not the hero you need, but it's the hero you deserve, or some such shit like that." And it was.
Or he wasn't the hero that you needed. He was, or some.
It wasn't the hero you
line
deserve, the hero you need. Whatever you saw the movie.
Is.
Everybody saw the fucking movie. It's not remotely close to the best Batman movie, but whatever. We'll get to that later. And so like she posted the blank, and I saw, or her husband posted the blank, and I saw the blank, and I downloaded it, and I saved it, and then I reposted it. And the reason I didn't just like, I forget what it's called on Facebook, but the reason I didn't like just share his original post, whatever it is, because I knew if I made a post and it's like I was going to spin it Galaxy centric, this guy's going to get notified 50 times, 60 times, whatever it was. And so I save it and I just post it. And this guy is like, "Hey man," like Larsers or, Galaxy people are starting to see it and commenting on it. And this guy comes up, he messages me. He's like, "Hey man, what the fuck?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And where he fucked up is he didn't send me a message. Like he posted on the picture. He did this publicly, which just opens him up to a hailstorm. And he's like, "What the fuck, man? Like, my wife made this meme." And I was like, "Oh man, fucking my bad." I explained it, was real reasonable about it. I was like, I just didn't want, I was hoping you wouldn't get a whole bunch of notifications about it. So I just saved it and reposted it. And he's like, no, but like the least you could do is credit my wife. And I was like, By this point, now I'm mad. And I'm like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, it's a meme on the internet. You want me to walk around and be like, oh, I need to credit that fucking dude's wife. This guy I don't goddamn know because he friended me out of nowhere. I need to go out of my way to credit your fucking missus because she stole copyrighted, as Andrew brought up, she stole copyrighted material from Warner Brothers and from the NBA and jammed them together on some program, presumably she downloaded for free. And she needs credit for the meme she made in 2012. So somehow from this what would you call it? This almost like an idea, concept in Lars popped out where whenever there's something you need to protect, whenever there's something you need to give credit, especially if you don't know where that credit is due. There's only one person you could ever credit, Benjamin.
Hashtag credit that dude's wife.
That dude's wife.
You credit that dude's wife. Because at the end of the day, anything that we've ever enjoyed has all been made by that one bitch on Facebook who made a meme once and poked the wrong bear. So they're at some minimal level.
But she's famous now, right? For her memes?
I fucking forgot about that. So she got some like weird Batman fan group to be like, these guys stand for everything Batman. It's the craziest thing. They're mean and they're making fun of my husband and they stand for everything that Batman doesn't stand for. And like when I saw that post, I was like, I love Batman. Like the worst thing you could ever really insult me with is like, hey, you see Chris, that thing Chris did was not fucking Batman.
He doesn't know what Batman.
He doesn't know the Batman. But she like, I don't know another way to put this. She tattled on us to a Batman fan group who did nothing. Like, who did nothing to defend her and nothing to protect her, and we just viciously, like, railed on them. And then they said they were going to report us for cyberbullying. Yeah. He was like, because I screenshot all the posts that they had, because he went through and deleted them to try to, I forgot about that. Look better. To try to make himself look good. He went through and deleted all his comments, because his comments made him look like a fucking moron. And I had screenshotted them and posted them in the same thread, well, tagging him, because I was, a dickhead and I had a bunch of time. And the dude's like, it's against.
You mean as opposed to now?
Yeah, I have no time.
This is pre-Kid Tucker.
This is pre-Erica Tucker, and he's like, it's against Facebook's terms of agreement to screenshot posts from people who don't want to be screenshot in the post. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Man, just say you fucked up. Literally at any point, all that dude had to say was like, "Hey, man, I shouldn't have said it."
Dude, all that dude needed to do was shut up.
Yeah, he was
the
like,
whole thing go away in like a day. Just shut up,
dude. He wanted his wife to be credited with a meme so she could become internet famous.
Or
known for her meme creating abilities.
I mean,
man, there's easier ways for her to be internet famous. Man.
All he had to say was like, "This loudmouth broad over here." She made me say something. I don't want to say. Look, man, between me and you, I don't want to fucking say anything. But what am I gonna do? She cooks, she fucking nags in my ear, but she gives the head like a motherfucker. I get a little bit of butt stuff every now and again. It's a good time. It's all he had to say. And I'd be like, my man, I understand. I'm gonna delete it. Do what you gotta do.
But you came at me hard.
But you came at me and then asked me to apologize for some stupid shit. And as Andrew points out in the live chat, to this day, that lady and her singular bad review is the reason Lars does not have a 5-star rating on Facebook. Her 1 half star. So hopefully she's dead. What are you gonna do? Ed.
Yo.
Wanna get out of here?
Let's get out of here, man. Ben, you wanna play our outro music, which is our intro music? Where can they find you on the socials?
We should play this song backwards while we're leaving.
You can find me on the socials at DT Radio Ben.
Chris, where can they find you on the socials, my good man?
ZeroCool138 on Untapped, Twitter's, Instagram. And based on what I'm currently doing, Leafly and Weed Maps.
There you go. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at EdTheZombie13. You can find the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Riot Squadcat. Oh.
Hold on. Sorry to interrupt. I couldn't end the show. We got our t-shirts today from Galaxy World Order. Oh, so shit. I wanted to give a big shout out to him.
I mean, you could have done that with the...
Are they here?
They're here. They're inside.
You could have done that with the song playing, but I mean...
No. I had to... No. The shirts are cool. He gave us stickers. He did us up, so it deserved to be mentioned without the music.
For the record, I'm boring. I'm boring. Stop some music.
And you just shut your mic off. What a dick.
What is he gonna do?
You can find the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Riot Squadcast. You can find the show on our website, RiotSquadcast.com. Go there. We have a shirt up there.
Yes,
$25. Free shipping. Go do that. But if you want 15% off your merchandise, sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/RiotSquadcast. We have many episodes up there. We have a promo code. We have extra content that we're going to be posting on that site just for Patreon people. So please, support us. Help us.
Help us help you.
Yes.
I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I hope that lady is dead.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Galaxy Warlord, for the shirts. We really appreciate that. They look really nice. Thank you so much. Go follow him. Go buy a shirt. It's on sale. Go buy it. You can be a Galaxy World Order supporter.
Yeah. They don't.
And then we too sweet each other.
Ooh, too sweet me, bro.
Too sweet me, bro.
They don't pay us anything or anything, but Move in Silencio, Galaxy pins, amazing. Ed is wearing his Since '96 right now. Highly recommend. He was a great guy to us. So big ups.
And then check his Instagram because he posts if he's going to be at the game selling his pins, sweatshirts, and hoodies and all that stuff.
And he's only on Instagram, no Twitters.
Check it out. Go check it out. Other than that, email the show at RiotSquadcast.com. You can give us a call, leave a voicemail, 562-641-5277. Leave us a voicemail with your questions, comments. Call us right after the game. We love drunk voicemails.
They're the best.
They're the best. Other than that,
You can hit us up on Patreon, patreon.com/RiotSquadcast.
And then go on our stuff when you see us post about episodes. Please share.
We were talking about doing the Frankie Hayduke level of Patreon where you
smoke out with
you
Chris.
can come out, you can smoke out with us, and we'll do we'll record a Patreon show with you. What do you think?
But the show can only be 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
4 hours and 20
4 hours and 20 minutes? Yeah.
Time flies really quick.
All right, guys. On that note, we will talk to you next week. God, this podcast was long. Bye.
Twas a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Fuck you, Brian. Suck a dick, bitch.